Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekhari.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. I'm your host, Art Eftekhari. Really glad that you can join us. Before we get started, get to our website. The address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. You know the deal. We got the links to all the best European, Asian, and United States-friendly bookmaker sites. And our bookmaker guide is available for you to download. So stop wasting time. Hurry up and download it. You know the deal. I want you to become an expert at this entire online betting process. Before we get to our A to Z sports betting lingo, I must remind you to pay a visit to our bloggers who are working hard 24/7. Dan is the man for cricket, and Patrick knows his American sports. And of course, check out the Mr. Bookmaker football blog, especially if you want to be kept up to date on UEFA Nations League or Nations League in general. Remember, Nations League is the new era of international football. Okay, time for our A to Z sports betting lingo. What is our concept for today? I'm still feeling the tease. So today the concept is tapped out. Now, what does tapped out mean? Well, it actually means you are broke from gambling. So the bottom line is you need to keep on listening to the Bookmaker Podcast because I want to make sure that you don't go and become tapped out. Simple as that. Don't forget our concept, tapped out. Moving on now to our main agenda. I am at 888sport.com. That's www.888sport.com. For some reason, I always feel like I'm saying too many eights or too few eights, but I'm pretty sure you are all used to the same thing. So let's get this rolling now. Right now I'm in the mood to talk UEFA Champions League, and let's see what the bookies are talking about at 888sport and see what outright wagers are available for those of you fanatics of UEFA Champions League. Now, for the first outrights, who is favored to win the 2018-2019 edition of UEFA Champions League? The top four favorites here: Manchester City, FC Barcelona, Juventus, and Bayern Munich, or Bayern München, however you want to say it. The odds here show 15-4 for Manchester City, 5-1 for FC Barcelona, 11-2 for Juventus, and 9-1 for Bayern Munich of the German Bundesliga. And when looking at the list of all-time champions in the in all final matches for UEFA Champions League, the last 5 tournaments have been won by teams from Spain. And of course, when I say teams by Spain, I mean Real Madrid has won 4 of those, Barcelona the other. I feel like something needs to change this time, and Real Madrid right now is not even one of the top 4 favorites to take this edition of UEFA Champions League. Now the question here is, who is going to get to that final? The final for this edition of Champions League will be played at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium in Madrid, Spain, home of Atletico Madrid. And you really got to feel sorry for them, losing 2 times to Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League final, first in 2014, the other one in 2016. Ouch. As I mentioned earlier, Manchester City is the favorite to take this tournament. And right now in the group phase, Manchester City, after 4 matches played, 3 wins, 1 loss. The only loss coming to Lyon. After that, took care of business against 1899 Hoffenheim, then against Shakhtar Donetsk of Ukraine. Actually, then another dominant victory over Shakhtar. So things looking good so far for Manchester City. Do I think they are the favorite right now? That's hard to say. Everyone seems to be really big on Man City, but you got to wait and see how things go. Now, another outright wager you can have some fun with. Who is going to be the top goal scorer for UEFA Champions League? Is it going to be Lionel Messi? Well, it's very possible. If you think it's going to be Lionel Messi of Barcelona, the odds here are 8-5. Then you got Robert Lewandowski, 7-1 odds, Edin Dzeko, 11-1, and Neymar with 15-1 odds. So, some good wagers available. Take advantage of these as soon as you can. And before we continue, like I said before, get to our website as soon as you can. The address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. We got tips on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Like I said before, our Bookmaker guide is available for you to download, so hurry up and download it because I don't want you to complain that you are tapped out. All right, moving on now. I'm still at 888sport.com, still talking UEFA Champions League. You have general markets available for pretty much any team that's participating in UEFA Champions League. How do you think Juventus will do knowing that they have Cristiano Ronaldo? If you think they will go all the way and win the tournament, 11-2 odds. 6-1 to be runners-up, 17-4 to be eliminated in the semifinal, 9-4 to be eliminated in the quarterfinals. If you think Juventus might disappoint, you could even say that you could even place a wager that 2-1 to be eliminated in the round of 16 and 80-1 to be eliminated in the group stage. I think that would be a long shot to see Juventus eliminated in the group stage. Well, that's pretty much not going to happen at all because, as of right now, they are assured of at least Europa League round of 32, 3 wins and a loss so far. Yeah, not very likely. What about last year's runners-up, Liverpool? If you think they will go all the way, 13-1. 13-1 as well to finish as runners-up. 13-2 to be eliminated in the semis. 17-4 to be eliminated in the quarterfinals. So that was for Liverpool. Moving on now, what about who will be the top player for assists in this tournament? If you think it'll be Philippe Coutinho, 8-1 odds. 8-1 as well for Jordi Alba, 10-1 for Riyad Mahrez of Manchester City, 13-1 for Kylian Mbappe. And what a great performance he had at the 2018 World Cup with Les Bleus, or France, the current World Cup champions. And if you feel like making some tournament predictions, there are plenty of possibilities to wager on involving which team will finish first and which team will finish second. If you think it'll be Man City beating Barcelona, 15-1. If you think it'll be Man City beating Juventus, 20-1. Man City beating Bayern, 30-1. Man City beating Liverpool, 35-1. What an exciting final that would be. So I'm just going to go out on a limb here. It seems as if the bookies at 888 Sport really love Manchester City. Just gonna finish off with that. So like I said, don't forget, you know where to go if you want to get to this online bookie. That's 888sport.com. I'm glad now we're able to move on to the next part of our agenda. All right, like I said, moving on. And I'm in the mood to pay a visit to one of my favorite online bookies. Yes, you guessed it. That is Paddy Power. What's the address? www.paddypower.com. Let's see what they got on tap for some of the special bets. First, I'm starting with the Olympic specials. All right. Well, as you know, the next Summer Olympics are coming in 2020. Those will be held in Tokyo, Japan. Now, the special bet available here is how many medals will Ireland win at Tokyo 2020 Olympics? Right now, you have the 5-6 odds for under 3.5 medals. And for over 3.5 medals. Okay, that is a little interesting, but I'll move on now. How about this one? Going way into the future, who will host the 2032 Summer Olympics? Right now, it seems as if maybe Australia are the favorites. 2-1, that would be great to have the Olympics in a land down under. 3-1 for a North and South Korea combined bid. I'm just going to stop and go ahead and say that Paddy Power, whoever is running the show at Paddy Power, they really love talking about North Korea. Next, 4-1 for Germany and 5-1 for India. All right, now for some more special ones. I guess a new 50-pound note is coming out. So who will appear on the new 50-pound note? Of course, I'm talking about money in the UK, the United Kingdom. Looks like Stephen Hawking, 7-4 the odds here. Then you have Alan Turing, 11-4. Dorothy Hodgkin, 4-1. Ada Lovelace with 5-1 odds. Rosalind Franklin, 9-1. Mary Anning, 12-1. Get to Paddy Power to see who else are possible candidates to be on the new 50-pound note. And last but not least, what will Conor McGregor do before the end of 2019? I got a little confused about that, but we have a lot of time, we know time flies, but for a moment I thought it meant what will Conor McGregor do before the end of 2018, okay? Now I'm looking at it more clearly. So it says, what will Conor McGregor do before the end of 2019? All right, 1-5 odds to face Khabib in a rematch in UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. 6-1 odds for Conor McGregor to appear in WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. You know, I still liked it much better when I was a kid when it was called the World Wrestling Federation. Anyways, what about McGregor to face Mayweather in boxing? 6-1 odds. 8-1 for McGregor to appear in a Hollywood film. 33-1 for McGregor to face Mayweather in UFC. And last but not least, we need a drum roll for this one. McGregor to become the Irish ambassador to Russia. 500-1 odds for that one. So lots of entertaining wagers at Paddy Power. Get there as soon as you can. You know the address, www.paddypower.com. And with that, everybody, it is time to wrap up this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Really do appreciate the support. Make sure you get to our website as soon as you can. And also make sure to check out our blogs. Dan Knows His Cricket, Patrick's got American Sports Down, and you could also check out the Mr. Bookmaker Football blog if you want to know what's going on with UEFA Nations League, the new era of international football. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker, over and out.